I was kind of curious why it was important for you to tell this story right now.
Well, I've long been fascinated by the history of marrying the issues of the time with a thriller. So, like, Pakula's films have always meant a lot to me, like The Parallax View or All the President's Men, where he was sort of mainlining into the anxieties of his generation and his time and sort of using a thriller as the right vehicle for that. And Britt and I both felt that we live in a really strange time, a time that it's hard for me to make sense of. And so we wanted to try to tell a story that would raise a lot of these questions. We didn't have answers, but we certainly thought we'd start the conversation.
Well, you certainly have, and I was curious for you, these two have worked together so brilliantly for the last couple films. Since you're kind of new to their world, what did you take away, and kind of what do you think was the secret of why they're just so successful at what they do?
I mean, well, they're both just brilliant people, you know, and I think, you know, creatively in their intent for wanting to tell stories and wanting to make films, I just think is, you know, really beautiful. And when you meet them, you feel that immediately, you know, and you feel this desire for adventure and exploring, and you immediately want to, like, jump in and be a part of it, you know. There's a lot of passion that is just palpable and contagious. And, you know, yeah, their closeness is very evident, and yeah, obviously they have incredible collaborations together. But you don't feel isolated from that. You don't feel like you're not invited to the party. You know, there's an openness and sort of an immediate feeling of trust, and makes the experience of actually making the film really incredible.
And it obviously deals with a serious subject matter, but I mean, I think you get the sense that you all came together as such a strong group together. Was there ever, not ever, was there a best day on the set, and what was it and why? Or is it kind of hard to pick one?
What is it, the first day? First day was a pretty great day.
The first day was kind of great, just to sort of...
Well, yeah, the first day, the very first shot of the movie is Izzy, Ellen's character, naked. And she came to set, and I thought, how's Ellen going to handle this? I think you were in, like, a bathrobe. And she came to set, and she just dropped the robe and got into the position she was supposed to be in. And that was that. And it was really cold, so she was shaking a lot. And I was like, what's going to happen when I call action? And not only were all the other actors around, because it was a group scene, and they were sort of looking at her too and wondering what was going to happen, but the crew was too. And the moment I called out action, she totally was still. And she was so in the moment and was so Izzy all of a sudden. And she was fully naked. And everybody else was clothed, including all the other actors. And, you know, in that moment, she totally changed the whole tone and tenor for the whole film. Like, the actors and the crew thought, wow, we have started a very serious film, and people are really willing to come and bear all, literally. And it would, in the end, the film would be much more emotionally bare than it would be physically bare, but Ellen set that tone. And so, you know, you talk about me and Britt's collaboration, but we really feel like we're diggers, we're excavators, and we were excavating, and we just have great people who end up becoming our friends join us to come excavate. And, you know, on that day, Ellen was leading the charge. You know, she'd found some fossils, and she was leading the charge.
Oh, that's amazing.
I just showed up and did my job, and I like that just because I think it's better to just jump in and just sort of, you know, starting projects on a note like that. I always like as an actor, and start, you know, it's better to just jump in than, like, put your pinky in the shallow end, you know.